New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk, just Knick of Time, and it's time to talk about the second Knicks preseason win. All right, the Knicks beat the 76ers in Abu Dhabi 108-104. All right, OG Anunoby gave you 13 points. 3 of 5 from 3. Mikal Bridges looking extremely comfortable in his new role, giving you 10 points and 2 blocks. Brunson gives you 14 points, and Mitchell Robinson in limited time gives you 6 points and 8 rebounds in 13 minutes. Now, his assists were up. He only had 15 assists, but the Knicks shot 42% from 3. And looked okay. He looked all right in the second day of Mike Brown's new offense. We still have some work to do, but I'm encouraged by certain things that we've seen. And we're going to talk about it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Before I do that, I'm going to introduce you to my guy. It is the Latin assassin, my man Lee Escobedo. What is good, Lee?
My brother Jay, man, great to have you back on the Postgame. Thanks for the trust, me and Ebony holding down the show. You made it very easy for me to hop on and hop off using StreamYard. Had everything set up for a very seamless experience. Double blessings to you. Really appreciate all the assistance that you gave us in leadership. And I'm also very happy to be talking Knicks ball with you right now. I had a very tough morning, a very tough week. My mom is dealing with some severe illness, severe pain. She's in the hospital right now. I'm caring for her little animal right now. And it's been a very stressful, very depressing morning being on the phone with her, having to pray with her and try to help her get through some of her mental anguish. So the best aspirin that I could have or ask for is to be here talking Knicks specifically with you. So I am ready to chop this game up.
Absolutely. Prayers to you, Lee, and your mom and your family. So I appreciate you even being here after dealing with that. And I also appreciate you just running the show last time. You did a really good job, for sure. All right, let's get to it, though. Let's get to it. First and foremost, this is my first time watching the new team, living through the Mike Brown experience, looking how the offense runs, looking how the defense run, looking at his new vision with the different lineups. So my first inclination looking at everything was like, you know what, we're running a little slow. It seems like we still take that a little bit of a minute to get going. But as the game went on, I feel like there's a couple of things that Mike Brown emphasized that they were implementing, and one of them is how fast they even start the offense. They seem like when the team scores, the ball is inbounded pretty much instantly. And then when you blink twice, or maybe even one time, the ball is already across the half-court line. I don't think we've even seen a shot clock violation by these Knicks the whole game. I feel like by the time it hit the 15-second mark, the ball was up in the air. So I felt like the pace that Mike Brown wanted was there, and it led to a lot of buckets in transition. What did you get from this game, Lee? Because that's what I got from this game, from the paces picked up. Was this pace like this the first game?
Yes. It was. I would say that the transition looked better. The transition offense looked better this game than game one. The half court is still a little sloppy. There's guys, I think specifically the Thibs guys, Deuce, McBride, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG still have a little bit of confusion on where to be when the starting lineup is playing together, when it slows down to the half court. But there's two things I've really liked that continued from game one and game two. One is that at almost every possession where the transition has been stopped by the opposing team's defense, there's an initial ball screen, almost always exclusively at the start of the offense. Someone is setting a ball screen for Brunson, which then gives Brunson an opportunity to trigger it to somebody else and go off ball, or to then set up the offense himself as a table setter. Love that option. You rarely saw that with Thibs' system. Brunson would usually bring the ball up, dribble the air out of it for about 7 or 8 seconds before you saw that first initial ball screen, usually by Karl-Anthony Towns, and then they would go into a two-man game. Now you're seeing it dart to dart, and you're seeing it wing to dart as well, which allows for Bridges to be on ball in many possessions as he was in game one. Second thing I've loved, lots of off-ball movement. That weak side is staying active by off-ball screens that then get guys in those triggers for those curls or dribble handoffs, whatever it may be, getting guys really easy shots getting going, and not just the bench, not the Shamit guys, but the Bridges and the OG. That's why our wings are able to get into the flow of the offense earlier. There is a pronounced, purposeful attack for everyone to touch the ball in the offense and get the best shot possible.
Yeah, I definitely saw. Well, welcome back, OG. OG started off well. I'm not gonna lie, like I do feel like there could have been more off-ball screens this game, or maybe more passing this game than I would like to see. I feel like when there was a lot of off-ball cutting and off-ball screens, it looked really good. I think one of the plays of the game to me is when I saw OG kind of get screen, he curled and he throws an alley-oop to Mitch. I feel like when we really execute those really well, we look like another team. I just wanted to see a little bit more of that, but I also understand that this is still day 2 of Mike Brown's new offense, and it's going to take some time. Even himself, he said it's going to be frustrating for a lot of these guys to have to play through this offense and kind of fight the tendencies to just, go for the mismatch and shoot the rock off the mismatch. It's going to take some time for them to get accustomed to this. But I can see the direction he's going, and I can see even just the threat of setting these screens and shooting these shots and getting an extra pass is going to benefit us, especially when you look at how OG Anunoby played on his first day back when he had 13 points. Cornernoby, I'm going to start calling him Cornernoby. Cornernoby was cooking from 3 today with his 13 points getting to the roll. I like the fact that he'll be able to make more decisions in Mike Brown's offense, because we've seen flashes of him setting people up in the pick and roll. I think he'll get more opportunities to do that this year. But I really liked OG Anunoby's showing this game.
I think I don't think we should be too harsh of a critic on the amount of off-ball screens, because we're seeing already more in 2 preseason games.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure.
In the first quarter under Thibs last season. Also, Mike Brown played like 18 guys today.
Yeah, so, no, for real.
The combination of players, the combination of guys who know what their role is, and other guys who are just trying to make the team. Once you got into that third quarter and the bench expanded, you're going to see less of the off-ball action, because everyone's really trying to impose themselves and show themselves what they're able to do against NBA defenses. But that first quarter specifically, I love the off-ball movement, and I love that really quick trigger for Brunson to have the option to go on-ball or off-ball and attack the offense on a mismatch, or find someone else and get it going. That's where you saw OG and Bridges really did a lot of easy looks downhill. I think Mike Brown's really emphasizing getting those two downhill with the ball in their hands, and not depending on Brunson to have to make all these really difficult passes or threading the needle to find them a cutting, but let them slash on ball, which if that becomes really cohesive by the middle of the season, again, I'd say OKC, how do you stop them? You have 10 or 11 guys that all can score in different levels of the 3-level style of scoring, but all can handle, pass, shoot. You have what I think is going to be the number 1 offense in the NBA once the season's over. Yeah,
for sure. And I started off this program talking a little bit about OG and singling him out, but I also want to mention Mikal Bridges, who you recently just mentioned. Mikal Bridges looks like a completely different player than last year. I don't know if you want to say it's because of he's been here for an extra year and he's more comfortable with his teammates, or maybe you want to put a lot of that on Mike Brown's offense and the freedom he has. But Mikal Bridges in particular just looks less hesitant, more aggressive. You hear Ebony say all the time that he plays best when he's moving. He got the ball a lot of times going downhill. He was initiating some offense. He just looked really good. And one of the biggest things I've seen so far with Mikal Bridges is I haven't really seen the patented mid-range fadeaway the entire game. Everything was to the basket, into the teeth of the defense. Obviously, he's been working on that in this all season. Obviously, the coach has been kind of drilling that home, and we're reaping the benefits of it right now with Mikal Bridges having a pretty good game in pretty limited minutes.
100% agree. I would add Deuce to that conversation. To me, Deuce and Bridges are the two players that seem to be playing with a little more joy in their game. Maybe they know that the leash is not there to where if they miss assignments, that Brunson's going to tend to be a little bit more ISO and then kind of freeze them out of the offense. They know that if they miss a shot, it doesn't matter because the ball is going to continue to move. And if it finds them in their spots, they're going to have more of an opportunity to shoot. I don't know. Maybe there's also some things that we don't know about, like a deeper line of communication between Mike Brown and Bridges or Mike Brown and Deuce. That's probably happening as well. I'm sure all those grievances were aired out and Mike Brown is addressing them, one after another to make sure that his team is very cohesive. But Bridges for sure is getting more opportunities to go on ball. And I think that's how he played in Phoenix. Yeah. There were moments where Booker had opportunities to run the offense. Chris Paul had opportunities. Sometimes the offense was ran through DeAndre Ayton as an elbow hub. And then you had Mikal Bridges, who really was did a lot of the pushing the pace and having that hockey assist.
Right.
Get the ball to the guy who then gets the pass for the score. I think this is going to be an offense where everyone can eat. It's like the Spurs, Golden State, OKC system. Doesn't matter who's on the court. You saw that today. Brown always had 2 starters out there with 3 bench guys, and the offense hummed, and everyone ate, and everyone got looks. As the season goes on, those looks will get better, more cleaner. The passes will get cleaner, and the offensive sets will be more structured. But from now, the foundation there, the skeleton of this, is very exciting.
Speaking of eating, the Block Nest Monster had a meal today, damn it. I have not seen Mitchell Robinson get the ball this many times in the first quarter since, I don't know, ever. I don't know. I just loved the way they looked for him. Mike Brown emphasizing getting lobs to Mitchell Robinson was one of the highlights of his coaching interviews so far this season. And once he said that, I already knew, it's being emphasized in practice. It has to be. And you've seen it. Jordan Clarkson, brought here to be a scorer, had a couple of nice assists, one of them being a lob to Mitchell Robinson in the fast break. Mitchell Robinson looks like he was told to lose weight or be in shape because he was running the floor like a damn gazelle, and he was being rewarded for it. So was Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, you lost weight too. I see you running that, Jalen Brunson. I see you on those leak outs. But I really just enjoying what Mitch is doing so far these first 2 games. And I know that Mike Brown led saying, oh my God, I don't know if Mitch is going to start. Don't look too much into it. It's just the thing. I do not buy it. I don't. The first game of camp, Mitch is starting. The first 2 games of preseason, Mitch is starting. I do feel like even though he might be experimenting with different lineups in his head, the fact that the first game of camp, Mitch is starting, and the first 2 preseason games, Mitch is starting, makes me believe he is leaning towards Mitch starting, and I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad either, even if I'm wrong in my prediction of who would start. I was advocating for Deuce and McBride based on what I thought was the logical equation of how the bench would be used with certain starting 5 variables. But Mike Brown is surprising me. I didn't think he would run a 3-guard lineup. I thought a 3-guard lineup would work when you are prioritizing offense over defense, as his team did. He would run out, White Herder, Monk, and Fox in tandem. But that team didn't have a whole lot of defensive force on the back end. We do. So I think that 3-guard lineup we saw today with Clarkson, Deuce, and Brunson, with Deuce being more of the wing, playing more the wing role, it really allowed so many different routes to have a clear trajectory to lob it to Mitch, which is very different than what we saw with Thibs, where at the most he would have a 2-guard lineup, and one of those guards was heavily on ball. That doesn't really provide a lot of opportunities for spacing and lane spacing when you're playing 2 bigs at a time. So Mike Brown is really challenging the notions of even what a diehard fan like me can even come up with, because he's throwing things out there and seeing, listen, let's let the experiments tell us what the best rotation is, not what I have in my mind or what I'm watching on film, but let's let the players tell themselves on who they mesh the best with when they're
Right.
sharing the court. And that 3-guard lineup really opened up the space. It didn't matter if Mitch doesn't have any range on a jumper or if Mitch is an on-ball threat. That when you're throwing lobs, you always have to stay close to him. You cannot hedge too much or worry about the perimeter too much when Mitch is now a lob threat. Again, how do you stop this? I'm not a smart enough basketball analyst to come up with a solid way to stop this offense once we're humming at the right rate.
Yeah, it's like if the defense holds up, then you're golden because that lineup in itself is just speed, quick decision. That's why you start to see them just start, just get off to the races when you see that lineup. That's what even led to that Mitch lineup. Shoot, you saw Mitch out there freaking motivated, running like he's on the track at 110 miles per hour. So I really enjoyed watching that lineup in that short spurts. Would that work versus a taller team, a more formidable team, a team with actual starters? I don't know. But versus the 76ers in Abu Dhabi, it looked amazing. It looked amazing. And I'm here for all the experimentation. In fact, I liked a lot of the experiments I saw there because we saw a plethora of lineups. And even though Mitch started, like, I can tell that Mike Brown is still experimenting with the starting lineups in his head because you saw something. We saw Yabusele with the starters. There was a lineup where it was Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, with Mitch and Yabusele, and you're like, all right, this lineup, I'm concerned about the rim protection. Yabusele all of a sudden slides over, boop. Knocks the ball out the rim. It's like, okay, maybe there is some kind of rim protection gene over here for Yabusele. So I like that. I can move on to the other lineups that we can talk about, but I'm gonna let you. What do you think about that lineup, the Yabusele? That's a lineup that I thought about quickly, but didn't really settle on because of my defensive worries.
Boy, we have PTSD from the Precious Achua, Karl-Anthony Towns lineups that Thibs rolled out last year because when those two guys shared the court together, rim protection was non-existent. That's when the Knicks defense became a turnstile. And if you're focusing on drop coverage with Cat at the 5 and you're not protecting the perimeter, those are the moments where the Knicks had to claw back from very large deficits.
Right.
Now with Yabusele, there seems to be a more concerted effort. I tweeted this during the game. It's not so much, all right, Yabusele's there with Cat. Cat's on drop into 5 and to protect the rim, and Yabusele provides secondary rim attention. They're starting to collapse. And this is where you're mixing in different defensive coverages. I liked how one wing and two bigs would collapse and create a wall and try to disrupt the shot before it got in the air. Okay, Yabusele ain't the best shot blocker or best at protecting the rim. The advanced analytics support that notion. But if you can make a tougher shot before the ball goes in the air, you're limiting the efficiency of the other team. I like that approach. All right, it's Cat and Yabu. Don't depend on once a ball up to try to rim protect or put your body in motion vertically and stop the shot. Do it before it. Crowd the lane. Blitz them. Get the ball out of their hand. Make the ball have to shoot from their weak hand instead of a strong hand. You saw a lot of that in that first half with the Yabu Cat connection. And I'm like, those are wrinkles that are employable in the playoffs. Those are playoff decision makings. Those are playoff adjustments that I know that Mike Brown's capable of making, which makes me really happy, not just for the preseason, but going forward, adding even more.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, listen. Now you can get the rings. You can get the rear side contest if you want. You can double if you want. Now, granted, this team is not a shooting team, so we're not going to get like the real teams. If they can shoot, once you double or once you cheat, they can kick it to the corner. They kick to the elbow, and the 3 goes down. But this is a 76ers team. This is a good team to practice that type of defense on, and. And you know what? And I'm here for it. I'm here for all the experimentation. Agreed. Speaking of here, all right.
Who we got, Jay? Who we got coming off the bench? Let's go.
Hold on a minute. I didn't know. I didn't know she was coming. I wasn't ready.
What's up? What's up?
Our girl joining the program was good.
I'm already wearing the jacket. I don't care if it's preseason.
Yeah. I'm gonna just catch you up, Ebony, on the things that we kind of touched on. All right, we touched on OG Anunoby showing out. We touched on the the fast-paced offense. Like you see, there's been more of a fast-paced offense. We touched on your favorite player, Mitch. All right, and I feel like I'm leaving something out, but I don't know if you want to add anything to those things that we touched on already, or just add a new wrinkle to the conversation.
Like watching these two games makes me dread Thibs more and more. Like y'all saw what I wrote in the group chat. Like I've been asking. People always say what Mitch can't do. First of all, we don't know. What I do know on offense, because the system that he was playing in all his career. But what I do know is that he has gotten better, and that he's a big man that will run. He's a big man that will run. He moves. He runs in transition. He runs after he sets picks. He just constant movement. So with Mike Brown's system, it kind of works. Now people are moving and they can't really scheme so much. They don't have time to think to scheme that much. It's just constant movement, putting pressure on both ends. You know how much pressure, how we're going to wear teams down. Fast pace on both ends, putting pressure on you on defense, and then running you out the gym on offense. And then even on in the half court set, yeah, we might still be half court, but it's constant movement. You have movement from multiple on both sides at the same time. You know how hard that is to guard with the likes of a Jalen Brunson, with the likes of a Cat, a OG who look good, Mikal who looks comfortable. That everybody looks comfortable in this system because you don't have to do it all by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there is a Oh, you done?
I'm about to say real quick about my man Mitch. I've been asking
Go ahead.
I've been on this show. I've been asking Jay, I've been asking Lee. Y'all know, throw it up to my man. Please throw it up to him. Like, just try.
Mm-hmm.
When we play ball, I was taught to never throw it down to a big. If you did, that was your fault. The passer's fault. That's how I was taught. So throw it up to him. He can get it. He can get it. And one thing I've noticed about Mitch is that, again, he's smart. He's a vet in the game. He doesn't jump as much as he used to. He uses his length. He'll literally just use his strength, box somebody out, and just outreach them for boards. Outreach them even for sometimes when he's getting the deflection. He's just I see good things for us. I see good things for Mitch, and I love what Mike Brown is trying to how he's trying to set the tone. And I seen Knick Nation, I believe it was, it says we're deep. We're so deep. A lot of these players that probably won't get no anytime, we would have loved to have prior to this team. Like you've seen the Jameson, he showed me something. I like what I saw from him. McCullough showed me something. I like what I saw from him. Showed me some playmaking, some playing the passing lanes, being aggressive, getting to the hoop, getting.
Josh Hart, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's not on a guarantee. Kolek didn't look so good. He might be on his heels because I think we see him next game. You know, since we rotate, and I think we see more of him maybe with the rotation players. Like since we're rotating people like that. Because I like what I saw. He look real good in the system too. So what does he look like against higher competition? I'm guessing they're going to want to see.
Ebony, you've always talked about in Mitchell Robinson, especially when you and I were debating about the I Heart Mitch era. You always said, don't judge Mitch when you haven't seen him unleash his full potential. We don't know what he can do yet. We don't know how deep the bag is. And I don't think any of us are expecting him to start being a top 15-footer, 17-footer jump shooter, but institute a lob. Look at how he opens up the offense. Before you got here, we were talking about Mitch as a lob threat, opens up the wings. You can play a 3-guard lineup when Mitch is a lob threat. You don't have to worry about the spacing between Mitch and Cat when he's a lob threat. And that's such a frustration with Thibs. All right, you give the players a freedom to read and react, but you got to push some things as well to unlock the system fully. And Mike Brown lets you be doing that.
Like with Mike Brown, he sets you up. So he sees what you bite. Like it's like a boxer. You know, the first round try to hit hard, maybe see what they throw at you, set them up for maybe another punch. So you'll go one right, one thing, and then switch it up because they're expecting something. It's always a switch up. I love how his plays never really look like they're stacked, like busted. Even when the defense adjusts, it's always a counteraction. And I'm not used to watching that just
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens during the season. More like halfway during the season when he's like, all right, I'm set on kind of rotations, and nothing's gonna be set. It's not gonna be tip set, but
yeah.
more of a pattern than not. You know what I mean? When he's set on rotations, and if somebody schemes for something, that's what I'm really looking forward to. How does he out scheme the schemer moving forward? And before you even came in, Ebony, I was trying to get into the conversation about the different lineups. And I started to talk about how it's obvious to me that Mike Brown wants to start Mitch because he started him in preseason practice, the first preseason practice he started Mitch, and the first 2 preseason games he started Mitch. So even if he's still trying to tinker out what other lineups to go, it seems like his first option in his mind might be starting Mitch with the starters. But we also saw a couple of other variations of lineups today. Today we saw Yabusele with the starters, and we also saw Deuce McBride with the starters. I want to get your guys' thoughts on those two and how they look with the starters.
Ladies first.
No,
Well, you know me. I've been a Deuce McBride propagandist, advocating for him to start. His game looks improved. Ebony said it during the game 1 post game that every year we asked Deuce McBride to add to his game, and every year he delivers. And I think this year has maybe been his biggest area of growth. There's still a little bit of inefficiency finishing around the rim. I saw him below, I think, 2 rim attempts today, but I'm not going to hold that against him because the handle's tighter. I liked how he's getting to the rim better than he did last season. He's getting closer to the rim, and he's positioning his body in a way to where eventually those shots are going to start to fall. One of his biggest issues was how he was coming, the angle that he was at, and how his body was positioned when he was trying to finish. And that was because the spacing was so poor. He's driving into a wall. He's no longer driving into a wall because you got to protect those shooters. And Mike Brown emphasizing that guys get into the corners quickly opens up that space in the middle with a tighter handle, better movement shooting, more accuracy from beyond the arc. To me, Deuce McBride is probably going to be our best sixth man going to the season. I liked that he's showing capability of guarding up, which means you can play those 3 guard lineups between him, Clarkson, and Brunson, or him, Hart, and Brunson. All of them being a little undersized, but able to guard a little bit bigger than what their measurements are. Deuce is always going to be a very solid point of attack defender, and he showed that blowing up multiple possessions by the Sixers today as well.
Yeah. What you got, Ebony? On you.
I'm getting there. Yeah, Deuce, like he that Chinese restaurant, he was there. He had that ball there. He was going to the supermarket with it. He because it looks good. He looks like he looks confident in his work. He looks like he really truly believes that he can get into what he wants, and that's going to go a long way for us as a team. And just his play on both ends, his effort, he just impact another player that's impactful. That's why I didn't think that it would be him that would be traded. I know people say Josh Hart won't, but when you think about production and if you're trying to win championships and if you're trying to keep winning championships and you see that your youthful person that you drafted is getting better and getting better and getting better, and you got to find ways to pay him, then maybe conversations are had. I don't know. I love what I see from Deuce. I like it. I like that he's getting others involved. I like that he's playing at his pace. He's not letting the defense force him more so like he used to. He's playing what he's dictating what he wants to do.
Yeah. And Deuce today, like he didn't shoot well. He like 1 for 3. He's actually a net 0 today. Played 15 minutes. But like, okay, he didn't hit his shots, but you saw the defense. You saw he really pressured people on turnovers. Also, I felt like the ability to play fast. There's a few times where I felt like the game really sped up. You talked about the 3-guard lineup earlier with Clarkson and Deuce, but when Deuce found speed Brunson, the lightweight Brunson who was leaking out. Like I never seen that part of his game before. When we saw Brunson with Deuce and Mikal in open court, I felt like the game started to speed up then too. Only thing is, I wish I would have seen more of the half-court offense with them. But I think the small part of that, I mean, I can't expect that much in 4 minutes because it's playing in 4-minute stints. But when I saw that group in half-court, like I did see like the opportunity to get to the line because they were all spread out and they had to make a decision. So I can see like the vision with that 5 out there. And how you can get people in foul trouble because now you got to guard Cat out there in the 3, and if Cat goes by you, you got to foul now because there's nobody protect the backside. If Cat throws by you, you fall for that 3-point pump fake. So some of that stuff that I like from that 5 out from Deuce, even though he wasn't really just shooting well, and I feel like the same could probably be said for the Yabusele lineup as well.
But Yabu showed me something though. That block, I know he has it in him because he's straight effort and heart. So that's defense. If you willing to leave it all out on the floor, you can be a good defender, at least a good team defender. And you saw him with the dunks, the block, dunk saving block. And he was next to, I think it was Cat he was next to when he was playing. So that lets you know that maybe, like you mentioned, you can't do the 5 out for spurts. And I'm not talking 10, 15 minutes straight, but we have the type of team that we can keep teams on the ropes. We can keep them on their toes. Yes, let's go, Spider-Man.
That's 60.
Yeah, I see it. We have that type of team. There's multiple ways we can play. And then when you talk about the transition, that helps. I know that stops in the playoffs. But when we talk about the type of defenders we have, that makes offense. That makes transition. We saw it last year. We got, even in the playoffs, we got into some transition points off of our defense. So now implemented with another coach with practice, also put into the this regular season so we can iron out the kinks as we go. I don't see why we can't be champions. You have the defenders, you have the scorers, you have the people to do the dirty work, you have the Swiss Army knives, have people that can get their own buckets. People can help other people get their buckets. Like it's just name it, we got it. Like that green team, the song, the Thanksgiving song. Yeah. Facts.
You know, I think none of us are doing this, but I've seen some overreactions on Twitter about Deuce McBride's lack of 3-point shooting. I'm not going to base his ability on the variance of 2 preseason games. I'm basing it on the last 3 seasons I've seen, where almost every year there's a year-over-year increase, not on percentage points, but on the type of shots he's able to hit as a 3-point shooter. And he only took 1 attempt today. And if I'd had to Philly credit, there's one thing I thought they did decently on defense, being a smaller team. I thought that they crashed out on their closeouts. I thought were the best part of their defense this game. And I think that had something to do with maybe the limited attempts. Rarely do we see Deuce only chuck 1 3. He missed it. I'm okay with that. Once this offense gets going, that pistol action, the zoom action, the handoffs, the curls, all that's going to be crisper. Guys will know each other's tendencies and where they're good and what spots on the floor, left side, right side, top of the key. And he'll get those opportunities. We've seen him in very bad space under Thibs, in very tough playoff matches. We've seen Deuce be one of our most dependable 3-point shooters. So I think the 5 out is not something we're going to be playing constantly. But Mike Brown has a 5 out template. He can play on the court. It can light him up.
Oh yeah, and I've always said that. Like, listen, even when Mitch was starting, and remember when we got Hartenstein, I was just like, "Hey man, Hartenstein at the time when he got here, he could shoot threes." I understand the importance of Mitch and rim protection, but I also understand the importance of flexibility. I don't need to start with 5 out. I just need to see the 5 out during the game to give us some flexibility so we can match up with different teams, because not every team in the NBA is built the same. So it's like you want to have multiple weapons. You want to have your Mitch there where you do the Twin Towers. You want to have your 5 out when you have stretch 5, and you want to have the wings cutting and passing. You want to be able to play both ways. And then you want to have your all defense team if you need to shut somebody down like Mitch, OG, Mikal, Deuce, McBride, and whoever out there. So we need that versatility, and that's why I like about this team. Like this team today, and I'm like, wow, there's no, especially on offense, I feel like there's no real offensive hole on this team. And I haven't really seen that in my Knick lifetime, where I'm like, okay, you can put this person in, this person can score too. Like even in the 90s when I was enjoying my team, it was Ewan and this guy.
Right.
This guy who can't score and that guy can't score. Like
they outwork people. That's
exactly. We just outwork people. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this season unfolds with the offense being, to me, it's probably gonna be ahead of the defense, and the defense might have to catch up. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this team plays and the new identity I'm not used to seeing as a Knicks fan in general.
I'm still in disbelief. You know how you ask for something and you talk about it, and then when you get it, you still don't believe it. Yeah, that's kind of where I am, because nothing looks hard. You see the players look like they're having fun. You see Mikal look totally free. OG was efficient. It didn't look hard for him. It doesn't look. If you just do your part, you could eat, and that's all you can ask. That one more pass is what gets you championships, along with the rebounding and the defense. It's the one more pass. It's being able, and I like that it won't always be 5 out, and I like that a lot of his sets may be 4-1 or 1-2-2 or whatever the case may be, or he may start it off like that to go into 5 out. I like that he plays around pause with stuff like that, because it keeps defenses on their toes and it's unpredictable, because we do have the players to still go 1-on-1 when the push comes to shove. It's just we don't have to do that as much. So it becomes really unpredictable. Now you got faster, quick Jalen Brunson. I seen Oubre, who's a great defender, and he lost him so easily. Hit him with the boom, boom, boom. And created space. I think he missed the shot, but it was the fact of the space that he created so easily on a good defender. That can happen at any time, because now you have so much movement behind him, and they're not spamming the pick and roll right at the top with Jalen Brunson going 1-on-1 all game for 4 quarters. It becomes like, okay, off the guard. That's going to be hard for teams. I can't solely depend and say, okay, this play, they're definitely going to Jalen. I can't do that anymore. That's whew. Teams gonna have problems if that's the case. If this continues, if that's the case, they're going to have problems. It's going to be again like the decoy, like Golden State uses Steph. People are going to be more hesitant to help because they're still paying attention to Jalen Brunson cutting. So now I can't help at Cat driving because I'm worried about Brunson in the corner somewhere.
Right.
And Mikal and OG, you got to worry about them too. Sorry,
you know what's crazy is that we shot 39 threes in game 1 and won by double digits. We shot 33s in game 2 and won by double digits. It don't matter how we play, man. We don't. If the opponent is lesser than us, we're going to win. That is like, I think I've maybe seen that kind of one time in my life, like last year, where the lesser opponent is always getting smacked. But this way, as Ebony said, we have different styles of play based on matchups. If we're going against a team like Oklahoma City, when they're going heavy with the double bids, or maybe we see some double bid lineups in Denver or the Clippers, maybe we shoot more than 33s. Maybe that's when we get to that 43 mark or 45. But against this team, where their one defensive strength is closing out on a three-point line, all right, let's punish them in the paint. Let's get in the mid-range. Let's hit those snake drives and get to the layups. I love the way that Mike Brown adjusted.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how we look against other teams. I want to say this, though. Fallen soldier Josh Hart went down last game with back spasms. And because he went down with back spasms, he didn't really play this game. And we saw Malcolm Brogdon play in the first half instead of the second half. If Josh Hart was here, would that have happened? I'm not sure. But we saw a little bit of a longer look with Malcolm Brogdon. I want to get y'all guys' thoughts on Malcolm Brogdon's performance so far. For me, it's just it's kind of just been like, okay, he's here. He's playing basketball. He doesn't look like he doesn't belong, but he doesn't look like elite. That's how I view his performance so far. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Ebony.
I'm off mute now. Yeah, it's the same, Jay. It's the same. He looks like somebody you want on your team because he's just gonna get better. Kind of like, again, it's just him and Shamit to me, kind of the same when you come to team player for me. How they impact the game. Maybe Brogdon on a higher level, being a former 6-man of the year and playing on the teams that he did. But I think they're just real good team players, real good vets. They try not to hurt your team. They do everything to help. So you can't go wrong having them on your team. That's never a bad decision to have those two type of players on the team. And I think he gets better as the season goes on. As he gets more comfortable in the system, he learns the system. I think it becomes fluid. And he's great at running teams. He's great at being a team player. So, again, you be playing for a chip. This depends on what the front office and who they're going to get rid of, I guess, because we have to get rid of somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's important to admit first that he doesn't look the same health and athleticism wise that we've seen in some of the previous seasons, specifically Boston. He's no longer the player in Boston, but if we need the player that was in Portland or Washington, I'm very happy. And there's parts of his game that are definitely still there. The strong rebounding from a guard, even though he did play some shooting guard in some of the lineups rotations today. Overall, I think he rebounds the ball well, and he has that advanced passing. I saw 2 possessions where he threw out to a leaker for an easy layup. I love that type of stuff. Now, he's at the lob and is bad too. So Mitch is going to eat when he shares minutes with him. And he's a table setter. I would much rather see the slow, steady Brogdon hit his free throws, get to the line, make the right pass, then campaign, pull up from 3 or 4 times a game at the top of the tee. To me, what I need in a backup point guard is what Brogdon brings, even if he's a little busted and broken at this age, 34, than what Cameron Payne or even DeLon Wright, who isn't aggressive enough offensively for me, even in the passing lanes. I like what Brogdon brings. I think Brogdon is really the perfect guard when Clarkson and Deuce are the other 2 off the bench.
I agree. I just like the way he passed. Like the pass just happens just to be in the damn pocket all the time. It don't matter what he's doing. If he's falling out of bounds, is he doing a spin move? Is he at the top of the key? Is he at the wing? Whenever he throws the damn pass, the pass is in your pocket and ready to shoot. And I think that's the thing I like most about Brogdon from what I'm seeing so far. And he still got that little deceptive hezzy that got to the hole. Small guard gang. Things that work even when you don't have athleticism.
Right.
And height, change the pace as he gets to the hole, and 1 foul. That always going to work. He had that today. Got to the hole. The 3-point shooting in the corner. He only took 1. I expect that to be back. I think the 3-point shooting will be there. Overall, I agree with both of you guys. I think he's going to just get better as time goes on, and hopefully he's just healthier and stays healthy. As time goes on.
Yeah, you couldn't play Cameron Payne with every rotation last year. His size, his style of play. He was at a dollar store, Jordan Clarkson, with his size, but still made those real dumbass passes sometimes and dumbass shots, obviously. That frustrated all of us last year on the panel. But Brogdon is not that. Brogdon can play with any other guard in the backcourt. He can mesh with Clarkson. He can mesh with Deuce. He can mesh with Brunson. He can close with him and Brunson if he's having a really good game. And he sits 4. So he brings a little bit of size there. Even if he just puts his arms up, you don't have a better rim protection than Cameron Payne at that same position. So the steadiness, man. I like the steadiness. He sees things that I think other players younger than him or even his same age might not see because of his game IQ and all the playoff experience he has with Boston and before that with Milwaukee. He can see the game. Even on the bench, he's an asset because he's talking to guys and telling them what's going on the floor and relaying that as a coach in the sidelines.
Yeah. And you know what too is like, I love our young guys, and Bacomb's not ready to me right now.
Oh, man,
Bacomb's not ready to me right now.
Let's talk about it.
He needs more time. I actually feel like I like the Awara, man. I do like the Awara. I like him, man.
Hell yeah.
I feel like for me, it's like the Awara over Bacombe.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I just like his feel for the game and the way he passes and the way he defends. Not to say that Bacombe can't get it, because he's still young. He's still got time. But like, I don't know. I just wonder about these rumors. About moving a young guy for Malcolm Brogdon and Shaman. Because if you did not know, the rumor has been that we're going to end up trading a young guy to have Brogdon play with us. And it seems like Dottie is getting a lot more of the attention from rival teams. Me personally, I keep saying this, I'd rather just ship Kolek out. I'm hoping we can still be able to get like a second round for Kolek and be able to keep both of these guys. But at the same time, I do wonder if the addition of the Awara makes the Knicks more comfortable with entertaining Bacombe. Or maybe it's just, you know what, we're doing what they was doing with Deuce. They're just talking to see what his value is. And we're going to just end up moving Kolek anyway, because maybe you can get a second for Kolek. I don't know. That's what my mind's been thinking about recently. Ebony, feel like you want to say something.
Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. I never know. I stopped trying to think about what this front office is thinking because they always catch us on that catch us with something we didn't think about. But yeah, I would prefer same with Kolek. I think he's with the type of players we have. I don't see him taking. He hasn't taken the leap that I thought he would, or shown the growth that I thought he would. I don't know if that may happen as the season goes by, but I don't know if he has that time either. And with the likes of players like Shaman and Brogdon there, and then it's you. If they can, I'm pretty sure that they might. But yeah, I don't see it this day. Even today, he was getting some good looks. He just couldn't finish. Defense looks like he's trying. The effort's there. It's just I don't think so.
I think I've heard a lot of conversations within KOT, without KOT on Twitter about this idea, and most people are in agreement that both Shaman and Malcolm Brogdon should be on this final roster. I think there's an intention there. I'll go a little bit further than Ebony and say I think one thing we would probably all agree on this. What am I saying? Leon Rose is going to keep both of them. Like, there's no doubt about this. Shaman and Brogdon are both going to be on the final roster opening night. I will take a step further on Bacombe Dottier. It's time to dump him. Last game in preseason, I rode the fence, on whether we should dump Kolek or possibly try to get something out of Bacombe. I said I didn't want to trade Bacombe. Now I'm going to go ahead and say it's time to dump Bacombe. Definitely has potential. He can go to Charlotte, Washington, Toronto, and probably put up some decent stats on good efficiency and even impact winning. We are on a timeline for a championship. Is the most important thing this year to win a chip? Yes. Whoever dies to help us win a chip, Brogdon and Shaman, not Bacombe Dottier. So he must be sacrificed. And I've heard, well, you used a first-round pick on him. How can the front office consider it a win if we only did a second back? Think about OKC Thunder and their draft strategy over the last couple of years. They drafted Poku in 2020 with the 17th pick. He's now back in Europe. They drafted Trey Mann in 2021 with the 18th pick. He's on the Hornets. They drafted Osman Dean from the Knicks, gave us 3 first-round picks. He doesn't even play. He wasn't a part of the rotation when they won a championship. Probably off the roster with the luxury tax impending after this year. Every great team that wins a chip has first level, and in their case, lottery picks that don't pan out and you did nothing for moving forward. It's part of a game. We can win a championship and let Bacombe Dottier go for a second, or maybe have to attach a second depending on how long we wait to trade him, and still consider this a win. Because a championship door is right there. In order to walk through it, you got to have the right group of guys behind your back.
I'm with you, Lee. I'm with you in the sense that I'm with you in the sense not that he has to go. I'm still angling for Kolek to go first. But if you're like scouring the league and you're like, hey, take Kolek and give us a second, and they're like, no. I'm not sure if that's what the league is or not. Maybe they see potential from last year. Maybe I don't know. But if that's the case for Kolek this season, then it's like, what about Daddy? And they go, okay, like, and we're in championship mode right now. I think you have to do it only because it's like you don't know when you're going to get a chance like this. We got Indiana down, we got the Celtics down. We have this team together right now in this and here's the thing. This is not like teams of the past. This is not like CBAs of the past. It's harder to keep teams together now than ever there was in NBA history, which means like as much flexibility and juggling that the capologists and Knicks and Leon Rose done, like that window is not going to be as long as other windows as were before, just because of the nature of the apron. You know what I mean? So it's like we're so deep this year. Who knows what's going to happen next year? Because we got Yabusele coming off the books. We got Jordan Clarkson coming off. Are we going to be able to get that level of talent next year with the apron and re-sign Deuce and re-sign Mitch? We might not be able to. So because we might not be able to bring this entire team back next season, we might have, who knows what's going to happen? We might end up losing a guy that's important. Like we kind of have to assess that and go, okay, Bacome is a nice player. He could work out, but it's not a guarantee at all. And by the time he does work out, the window might be gone because of the CBA and all the NBA things that are happening right now. So it's like, it sucks, but if that's what's keeping us from getting 2 rotation pieces, I feel like you got to make the move.
The minutes in a role are not there for Bacome Dadier to get to the level we need him to be a contributor. He's not going to, there's no opportunity except in the G League. He's not going to get it in regular minutes rotation. So move off him and Kolek, and let's sign Garrison Matthews as well and bring all 3 of those guys.
You said Garrison Matthews.
Garrison Matthews, I'm surprised by the handle, and I'm surprised at how decent of a team defender he's been. Always knew he was a flamethrower. I think he was the first Hawk since Kyle Porter to lead the East in three-point shooting percentage. He's not the flamethrower, and he's not Matt Ryan. He put the ball on the floor. I like his defensive versatility, a little bit guarding the 1. He can handle the 2 and handle the 3 at 6'6". I say keep those 3 guys, move off of Kolek, move off of Bacome Dadier, even if you had to eat a second going out to unload those contracts. It's worth it because you have the veterans here. The return doesn't matter. You have the veterans, you can sign them with guaranteed deals. Let's win this chip.
Yeah, it might not be the most popular opinion. I'm not going to. Because we draft them, we want to keep them all. Might not be the most popular. We love the kids here, but logically, to me, it makes sense.
Yeah. What do you mean, Ebony? Should we dump Kolek and Bacome and keep those 3 veterans, Matthew, Shamet, Brogdon?
I'm for, I like the kids. I like youth. I like, and especially like you mentioned, Jade, I'm on the same wave page when it comes to that Brogdon and them are probably rentals. You can get Bacome for a while. You can develop him. He has the pieces. He is a willing defender. He is okay on that end. You have pieces. Do you give up where you just put all your baskets in one end and then you have to build again through the draft? Like, as a next kind of, or are these players that you have now, you nursing them to be next?
Right.
Because that they are on 1-year rentals. Probably maybe Yabu is on a 1-year rental and he's only here because the CBA is the way it is. Right. So I don't think you get rid of all your youthful pieces. I know we still got Mo, we got McCullough back there. And if they see something in them, then I'm all for it. You get what I mean? Because I see something in them. I see a lot. I like their instincts. I like when players, it doesn't look like they're thinking too much. It just looks like I know what to do. I know where I'm supposed to be. And I saw that today in McCullough in the passing lanes and rotating. And I've been seeing that since Mo been gets every time Mo get on some burn, you see that with him. And he showed you he's working on his game because that 3-pointer looked good. It didn't look that one in the corner that he hit. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
at working on that offensive game. I
He
see
was hitting
you.
that summer league too. In the corner.
Yeah, I like McCullough. Man. I like
McCullough a lot.
That's
I'm
great.
not sure about their value only because of their age. I think that's really what it is, yo. I think it's McCullough is 24, so even though he's like been the best player in summer league for the Knicks, because he's 24, I feel like teams are like, the upside, it's like they want to get that no name crypto stop that can blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I can see
made
that.
a great point.
Hmm?
I would say Ebony made a great point at bringing in Mo and McCullough. I wouldn't be making this statement if we didn't have those two guys. I'm okay trading Pacome because we have Awara, who I think is the best young player we have, and Terry McCullough Jr., I mean, it's the second best young player we have. I was high on Pacome, but I just haven't seen enough. Can he crack the rotations at end of a bench emergency stopgap? No, he cannot, defensively or offensively. So I'd rather invest in Awara and McCullough being that next wave and keep the three veterans we have now who might sign again next year for a very cheap veteran contract.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can remember it.
No, I was just saying I just like Awara. Like even though he had like a silly turnover where he tried like a cross court pass, but like he'll do stuff like he'll do a spin move. Look this what's the word? The oriented. What's the word oriented? Where you don't he looks discombobulated and then he'll just throw it perfectly into somebody's hands in the corner and right in the shooting pocket. I'm just like, yo, how did he even see that? Like, how did he even get that pass so crisply? And he'll be doing that like routinely as a tall, lanky wing. So a tall, lanky wing who moves so fluidly and has like really nice passing instincts. And then he was able to hit the corner three today. I was like, okay, all right, you hitting the corner, okay. All right, I see you, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out Knicks World. It's definitely. It's he's at this young age, he's giving you already vibes and calm down. I'm not saying he's there yet. You start comparing people like, oh, you lose your mind. But flashes to show that they have the tools and maybe if he works towards it, it's what he can become. Right. The Giannis and Siakam. So like he has a defensive instinct just like them, the playmaking like Giannis, because I see it. It's not forced. Like you mentioned, he did have the cross court pass, but it was still good intention. He's not selfish, looking to get others, and he doesn't back down. That he made a turnover last preseason, the first preseason game, where he kind of put pressure on the person and they stepped out of bounds. Like stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I like stuff like that. Just constant pressure. He's always in the right spots. And again, the work ethic is there, it seems. He's adding to his offensive game. And again, I said he would be the type that if he does get play, it's going to come during the season where he can show and practice what he's doing. Because we don't know what they're doing there. But I like him a lot. And I agree with the league about the gym because I'm big on Pac, but I like what I seen with McCullough and Mo. So you gotta call it like it is.
Ebony, that's right, Giannis Siakam, best case scenario. What if worst case scenario? What if the floor is a Taurean Prince or a Jared Vanderbilt? That to me is like that's hell yeah. Like that's a starter. That's a starter on a championship team. Like to me, it don't matter where he ends up. It's a huge win for this front office.
I see him because I do think if he has the type of what I think he is, I think he exceeds that. I don't know if he's Siakam level, but I think he carves out a lane in the NBA for himself.
Like I said before, I just wonder. I wonder if they're more comfortable with it, the idea of trading with Combs because of the Awara. I just wonder.
It happens. We didn't expect IQ to be traded, but Deuce came along.
Exactly.
Great point.
Exactly. Freaking yeah. Point made. Point made. Ebony, I got a question to ask you directly. All right.
Okay. I'm nervous a little bit now. What I do?
You're not in trouble. You're not going to the principal's office now. I'm not even. But I feel like you've been shaky on Ariel Hukporti. I think you kind of worried about his motor and his defense. I kind of like his. I kind of feel like his motor is okay. I think he might foul too much a little bit sometimes still. But I want to get your thoughts on Ariel Hukporti in particular, because I know you were I think out of everybody, you were kind of the lowest on Ariel out of everybody.
Yeah, I felt like he showed flashes on the offensive end, but I saw a lot of like the defensive habits that kind of mirrored more towards a cat with the dropping and stuff of that nature. But he has effort and heart, and he did show flashes of rim protection, like early Mitch in certain instances, So that's potential, but of course, I said the game has to slow down for him. It's his IQ. He still jumps at everything. He's still not seeing stuff before it happens, and that comes because he's still a young player. But I like that he's showing that he's very, very serious about trying to get a spot, because his body, he's slimmed down. That's the first case to show you that a player is taking what he's doing serious, is how he comes into camp, and he looks very more lean. He can move more now, and again, with everything, it's going to get fluid. But I like what I see so far. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the movement. I like his screen setting. That's gotten better. The screen, because that was something that I was getting on him about, was his screen setting. The screen setting has gotten really better. He's staying still and solid, not just looking to roll, but he's still and solid. And then he rolls. He moves. He's a big man that moves also. He gives you a different look up, I guess, because he can give you more, I guess, of an offensive hook shot that we know. Because again, we still learning what Mitch can do in these systems. So, but we've seen a little bit more of an offensive game already from Huck. And if we're going to play Mitch in the starting unit, he might be big. We might call on him. So yeah, I like what I see. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do. He's winning me over slowly but slowly but surely. If he keeps doing what he's doing, what I see, he makes mistakes, but again, that comes with learning the system and it becoming muscle memory.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't crazy, because I was watching going, I like Ariel, man. I like him. Like he tries. He's like,
yeah, he's still dropping sometimes. So but again, that comes with muscle memory.
Yeah, like I like his aggressiveness. I like he be trying to do his little floaters. I like he's been aggressive in the pick and rolls, getting to the hole. Like he tries to play defense, even though he hacks. I mean, that's what Mitch did when he first got here. That's the big man thing you got to just grow through. But I just like that he doesn't play afraid. I never got the sense that he played afraid, even when he first got here. So when you don't play afraid and you're willing to learn and stuff, I think he can catch on. I think he can. That's me personally.
He's playing versus next to the perfect person too to learn from. Somebody who's similar journey, similar style, similar journey, playing next to the perfect person for that. Because all he has to do is do the Bill Russell philosophy, big man philosophy. I don't have to block every shot. I have to just make you think I'm going to block every shot. And once he gets that down, he'll be better for it.
Brock, intimidate with your presence. All right, Lee, you agreeing?
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing I can say that was better than Eb's analysis. I agree with the improved pick and roll awareness, not looking to roll at every attempt, but also looking to pass in a short roll, try to do a little playmaking. As long as he rebounds, just affect shots on the defensive end and rebound. The rebounding will come along. I think that's probably his biggest area of improvement. Of improvement is better rebounding.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, yo, listen. And is there anything else you guys have on your heart that you want to talk about?
I do. The oop from I don't know if y'all spoke about it. I came a little late. That oop from OG to Mitch. The oop from OG was my favorite.
All right, wait. Yeah, that's the button. Okay.
that was my favorite because it just shows again that they're having fun playing free. I don't remember too many OG oop attempts. Him being the one to initiate it. I don't remember that.
I feel you. I'm
So
with you. I'm
I
definitely with
just that was cool to see, and it gave me for the future. Whew, made me more hype for more what's in stored rather. So
you. Yeah,
that's it.
Mitch
That's what I
getting
want to
his
say.
laps today for sure. For sure. All
Throw it
right.
up. I can't
Throw it up. Throw it up. Lee, what about you?
I'm happy that the guys that matter the most seem to be playing the most free and seem to be really enjoying themselves. If this was like the first two preseason games, Clarkson was averaging 20 or Brogdon was averaging 13, but OG and Bridges weren't really asserting themselves in the offense. I'll probably be a little concerned moving forward, but the bench guys, I think they're going to find their shots right in the flow of the offense. I wanted Bridges and OG specifically to look free and happy within the offense. And I've loved how much on ball Bridges has been, how much offense he's initiated as the playmaker, as an on ball playmaker. So, yeah, man, that's been the thing I've been most joyful. This is the happiest I've been watching Knicks preseason basketball, I think, ever, just because of how much we're pushing the pace and how the guys I've been a little bit more concerned than others about their role in the offense. Mitch, OG, and Bridges are all thriving.
Oh, okay. What is this? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think he said Dolan already said Huck is the new Herb Williams. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
That's gonna be a coach, I guess. I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
Gonna be for the next long time, I guess. All right. Listen, I'm gonna end the show with this. An old favorite, all right. The bruh picks, all right. I got a bruh pick for you today, all right. Well, first of all, before I even get into the bruh picks, shout out to my YouTube faithful out here in these streets. Shout out to E. Gibson. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Shout out to Lloyd's brother Anna Grill. Shout out to Fritz Alessandro rocking it. Shout out to Wolverine 1986. Shout out to everybody rocking with us on YouTube, including S. Parker. Also, shout out to our Twitter people who are watching on Twitter. Twitter, if you're enjoying the show, you're enjoying the content. I posted a link directly to our YouTube and to this show right now. Go ahead and come over to YouTube. It's going to help us even more if you interact with us. YouTube, get the subscribers up, get the ad money and all that stuff. Definitely appreciate anybody supporting us and enjoying the show, though. All right. So salute to you guys and thank you for the support going into this next championship season. All right. Also, now I want to get into these. Bruh pick, my one and only bruh pick today. First of all, let me explain what a bruh pick is. Bruh pick, for people who don't know, it's your first time watching, is something stupid, dumb, idiotic that just happened in the middle of the game. It doesn't even have to be this game. It could be any game. It could be another basketball game. It could be something happening in the world. You want to call it out and say it's stupid or dumb. That's what we call a bruh pick here on KOT. And our bruh pick today, for me anyway, goes to Andre Drummond. All right, my man came out here, hype, hit his first three, looked nice. Everybody was shocked. Even Clyde was like, "Oh my gosh, Andre Drummond shooting a three." He's like he was happy he expanded his game. He was filling his oats a little bit too much. Next shot, he goes in the opposite end of the three-point line, shoots a three. And while the ball is sailing in the air, turns his back on the hoop and proceeds to do a bad or a great impression of Swaggy P with the arms out like that. As the ball clinks off the side of the rim. Bro, what are you doing, man? I'm just like, we really gotta channel Swaggy P.
Yeah, I'm about to say he on his Nick Young.
But that's my only bro pick, and I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the game. I'm good for the rest of the show.
I don't know. He forgot what dude he was. The Tropic Thunder. He forgot what dude he is.
Yeah, exactly. He forgot who he is, man. Yo, when MB ain't there and George ain't there, I guess you can do what you want. I guess.
They said we playing for vibes right now. We ain't playing for
That is a fact. He's on his LaMelo ball. He's playing for vibes. All right, yo. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Lee, let them know they can find you, man.
On Twitter, @_Leescobedo, LEESCOBEDO. Dropping a link in the chat to my most recent Guardian article on the hypocrisy of the right wingers in MAGA on criticizing WNBA and using it as cultural warfare. That also has a guest appearance from our esteemed panelist, Ebony, our D1 baller, was quoted as a source in the story, giving her opinion on what makes the WNBA special.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Shout out to our girl. That's a dope collab, by the way. Get Ebony on the Guardian. That's kind of fly. That's kind of dope. Definitely kind of fly. All right, yo, Ebony. Let her know they can find you.
You can find me here after every on KOT channel, after every post game. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok at Mad Knick Fan. You could find me before every Knick game on Twitter at a space called Your Take Knicks. And I host the Liberty show called Ballin' with the Queens. But, you know, they didn't handle their business. They in Cancun right now.
Next season.
Yeah, it better be next season.
You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, the Knick of Time Show Facebook as well. Also getting our TikTok thing together. So be patient with that. And yeah, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, we there as well. All right. That is the show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knick streets. That's the show. We out this mug. Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.